I'm Kyle Pennypacker, and welcome back to Penny Prepper. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what you forgot to prep. Before we get started today, I'm going to ask that you like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with somebody that's like-minded. Today's video will be focused more on the forgotten preps. The preps that either you don't think of or get lost in the hustle and bustle of SHTF scenarios. I've already covered things that newer preppers don't necessarily think of or focus on when starting prepping, such as water storage, air purification, actually trying out your preps, information, money, pre-plans, and fuel. After you get a little bit of food stored, store up some water, and get a bug out bag, this is when you really start to think of these other preps. One of the best ways to figure out what you forgot is by actually trying out your preps or pre-planning and then running through the scenarios. As you try out your preps, not only are you figuring out what you need and what you can do without, but you're also learning ways to utilize and store items as well as practical skills on how to use the items better. It is great to run through scenarios with another person, almost reminding me of a game of Dungeons and Dragons, where somebody has a storyline or has to come up with different scenarios on the fly, except you can actually try this stuff out. What if? You can ask what if all day long, but the what if is what we prepare for. You plan for the worst, hope for the best, and then adapt and overcome anyways. Have you thought about what if your family, friends, or neighbors come to you during a crisis? Have you thought about your mental health during and after a disaster? Your morale? What will you do about people asking you for help? Will you be able to leave somebody to die or stop a threat? Does somebody you know and love have a drug dependency or psychological disorder? It's not just about survival. It's also about keeping yourself and those close to you mentally, physically, and even spiritually intact. Will you be practicing religion? Will you have to compromise your values in order to survive? If you're in a program for recovery like Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, will you keep up with the steps? Keeping yourself sane and preventing trauma mentally and physically is very important because you need to think about what happens when the emergency ends. Now for some practical physical items, what you actually watch the videos for. Do you have a spare key in your bug out bag for your house and car? Do you have a spare car key just in case you get locked out? Like I always say too, information is very important in an emergency. Most people forget that you can buy a $10 radio at Walmart and keep up to date with what's going on. How about knowledge? Do you still have any skills or knowledge that should be preserved after a long-term emergency? Things like law, history, science, math, astrology, geology, and language skills are all things that could easily be lost if not preserved. Do you own a safe or a place that you can preserve some items? Maybe you have a priceless family heirloom that you would like to pass on. How about your state of readiness? Making sure that your car, home, and body are ready to bug out. Keeping things in a state of readiness is something that a lot of people forget to do. Keeping your car filled up with gas, topping off the fluids, and being ready to bug out at any second are crucial and often easy to forget about. Well, that's all that we have for today's video. If there's anything you would like to see, please comment and let me know. Stay safe and stay prepared.